Alright, looks like the opponent has a companion, Yorion. Hey, wait a second. Isn't this the opponent that was playing that Merfolk deck a while ago and just like immediately conceded the match? This hand isn't great. I don't think I would keep it on the draw, but on the play, I'm pretty tempted. So next turn we can go Geralf's Messenger, and then we just need to find Yawgmoth and we win the game. Or at least that's the hope. Harbinger of Tides. Return target tapped creature to its owner's hand. Oh, that's pretty good against us. Especially since our Geralf's Messenger comes into play tapped. Cutthroat, not exactly the draw I was looking for. So we got a couple of options. We could Geist, we could Messenger, or we could Grist. I think I just want to play the Messenger this turn. Alright, they're coming in for a little bit of damage. If we can draw a Twilight Mire, we can get both of our Geists down and start attacking. No, they get Prismatic Ending for 3 because of the Urborg. It was also the only way we would be able to cast the Messenger, though, so it's not like we could have realistically done anything different there, right? If we played the Forest, we wouldn't have had the mana for it. Yawgmoth combo, what a deck. It is certainly a collection of magic cards. It is also my favorite deck in the format. Ooh, okay. Opponent's moving fast. We don't have a lot of time. They're gonna kill us real quick. Let's see here. We can only play one spell. We might as well just play Yawgmoth here. And we'll pass the turn. If we get to our turn, I think we win. But opponent could absolutely like have another prismatic ending, get rid of Cutthroat. Unsettled Mariner. Ah, that's really good against us. Oh, is it though? It would be good if we were playing um damn. I was just about to say it would be good if we were playing not Cutthroat, the Blood Artist. Cutthroat actually gets around the Mariner. Unfortunately, they also had the prismatic ending for the Cutthroat. Now they get the nice juicy attack. No way to get the Cutthroat back out of the graveyard. We do currently have some blocks, but we're under a ton of pressure here. No, we took the spider out. We can use the Grist to kill this next turn, and then we can maybe get the combo going with a Messenger. So we'll need a lot of mana. Huh, okay. Is he gonna just concede the entire match again? Not this time. Yeah, Mr. Grey Fox, I've been having a hard time. I was playing the Scurry Oak version of Yawgmoth, and it just really wasn't doing very well. So we're back on the classic. Morning, Grey Fox. Alright, so how are we going to deal with what the opponent's doing? I don't think we really have a lot of cards that we're that interested in. Let's bring in Crime Punishment. We can actually punish them pretty hard for 4 mana. Otherwise, I don't think I'm too interested in a lot of these cards. I do like Hapatra. I think I'll probably take out an Evolution and a Bird. Maybe I take out a Geist? Young Wolf doesn't seem to be too hot. Like, at least Geist trades with most of their things. Could just take out a Messenger. Still have 3. Looks fine. Aether Vial, turn 1, yep. Okay, well, we just have the combo in hand. We just need the time to deploy it. Don't really have much to do on our turn 2 currently. Would like to draw something. Wall of Roots, maybe? Nothing, huh? Alright, I guess we'll just go for a Tomb Tapped. Oh, we don't have the mana currently for a Messenger. I guess we can Eldritch Evolution into a Messenger. I don't want them to return the Young Wolf. If I'm like, hey, I'll attack in with Young Wolf, and next turn they Harbinger and return a tapped creature to my hand. It doesn't seem good. Alright, so they're really missing on lands here. Another Messenger. Good thing we still have 1 in the deck. Oh, hey there, Pygonti. Could be. Especially since the messenger comes into play tapped. Yeah, probably Grist would have been better. We could still play Grist here. Let's see what they do with Aether Vial. Unsettled Mariner. Wall of Roots would have been interesting as well. Yeah, get that mana so we could put Yawgmoth down. Innkeeper cast Messenger. That would have also been a good point. Lots and lots of choices we could have got there. And that's one of the things about this deck. Like, you have so many options. It can be difficult to figure out what the best one is when you're looking at potentially doing like 5 different things. This is coming at Grist. I think we just put the insect in front of it. I'm not interested in losing the young wolf. They're just gonna like play a lord with their Aether Vial. Another Unsettled Mariner. So we're gonna want to get that Cutthroat in order to finish the combo. Two coming at Grist. So we can keep the Grist if we block with the insect. Get a young wolf. Alright, so we could play Yawgmoth or we could play Messenger Young Wolf. Kind of like Messenger Young Wolf, just get a bunch of critters on the board here. This ability is going to be countered. And again, I don't really want to attack with Young Wolf and lose my wolf to another one of their lords. They're just going to be like putting down lord after lord after lord here. Oh, Harbinger. Okay, so that returns Geralf's Messenger, I guess? Nope, the Bird of Paradise. Oh, that's a good target, actually. It means I can't cast Yawgmoth next turn unless I get a mana source. Oh, that's true. Yawgmoth can just block the Unsettled Mariner forever because it's an honorary human. Spreading Seas says, no such luck. I won't be blocking anything ever. So they are taking the time to kill the Grist. We do get land for Yawgmoth, though. Not like we can block. Whenever you cast a Merfolk spell. Yeah. Yeah, that would have been the thing to do while we still had the potential mana to be able to find our dork. These would have been untapped, and we could have found the Chord of Calling, go get the other thing, and win the game. That's disappointing! Ah. Like I was saying before, there's so many things you can do with this deck. Sometimes you don't see them all. And now we're just dead. That's 8, 12, yeah. Alright. We could have done better. We have no mana, so they had double ward with their Mariners, so we couldn't target any of their stuff. No, because Messenger targets, and they had a Mariner. We got a turn 3 Yawgmoth. Let's see what we can do with that. Turn 3 Yawgmoth on the play. I'll probably want to keep the Verdant Catacombs for a Dryad Arbor, so let's go with Blooming Marsh first. You can actually get pretty deep on which lands you're supposed to play in this deck and what order. It actually does make a difference. Yeah, Blooming Marsh was the land here. I don't know why I clicked the forest. Right after saying, like, oh yeah, makes a difference what lands you play. Now we're not going to be able to play a messenger if we draw it. Obviously, I need more sleep. Yeah, but then the Marsh would come into play tap later. It's alright. It's okay. We got a Yawgmoth down. Yeah, no kidding, Turtle Power. It's not something you would expect from a two-color deck, but Blood Moon is very strong against us. We're not going to let this attack. We're going to kill it first. I guess we could let it attack, draw a card, and then we kill it. Don't need to, but we get to. You think better to keep the mana? Unsettled Mariner. Alright, we should be able to kill most of their stuff here. Oh, that has Ward 1 because of this as well. So now we can proliferate, kill the Mariner. So let's see here. We can Chord of Calling on their upkeep. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go get a Yawgmoth. Oh, I guess I didn't put a stop on their upkeep. Oh, look at that. Counter target spell. I'm not going to let them draw a card. Instead, I will draw a card. And apparently, just have lands. I guess I'll play the Khalni Garden and sacrifice the token to draw a card here. Another land. Hapatra, that's a good one. We do need another creature to go with it for it to be really good. But we got another draw next turn. And I guess absolute worst case, we can sack it and proliferate, give something -2, -2. Ah, nice. Strangleroot Geist. Cool. Managed to win with Yawgmoth's flavor text. Made a couple stumbles, but we managed to get a W on the first match of this league. Oh, this hand is so awkward. Oh my god. Khalni Garden doesn't give us the green mana we need for Hierarch. Twilight Mire doesn't either. Maybe we draw a land off the top and the hand is good. Hmm. Tough choice on this one. Let's see what we draw. Blooming Marsh! Had it the whole time. What a save. Alright, so Steam Vents to start. Oh no, they're playing Living End. It's another Living End deck, chat. Got crushed by Living End last league. Not a good thing here. I don't really want to play my other Ignoble Hierarch into potential Living End here. Because they can just Living End now. Wouldn't really be the best Living End, though. They just get 2 Architects of Will. I get to keep my Strangleroot Geist. They do get to set up the top of our decks, though, which is kind of scary. Opponent playing around Yawgmoth, that makes sense. I'd be able to sacrifice my stuff with Yawgmoth, get it back anyways, draw some cards, lose the Yawgmoth, but is what it is. I think we just go... Probably go Twilight Mire, Ignoble Hierarch, Hapatra, next turn, try and Yawgmoth. Don't think I even attack here. Oh, grief. Good grief. That takes my Yawgmoth away. Yeah, they exile a Living End. So they have one more Living End in their deck, probably. Is it worth it to keep the Geist? Attack with Hapatra. Get to attack with a 3/3. And then when it hits, we get to put a -1/-1 counter on this. And we get a snake. With Death Touch. Could have put the counter on the Shardless Agent. And then their attacks are actually a little bit worse, because now they can attack with both? Okay, that's fine. They want to keep those back so that they can block the Hapatra, double block the Hapatra, and then they only lose one. Guess we can attack with the snake. League 3, correct. Yeah, they're building up for their next Living End, which is going to be really good. I mean, we do get Yawgmoth back on our side when they Living End. Attack, I guess. Because now they get that extra creature to bring back. Oh, and the grief. I forgot about that. I should have put the Strangleroot Geist down. Now we're just going to lose it. At least we do get to shuffle after their architects. We have the Verdant Catacombs, which can go get Dryad Arbor. And we do also just have the combo here. So maybe we can... we got a lot of life. Maybe we can just find Chord of Calling? Yeah, let's try and find Chord of Calling here. Start with a shuffle. Get Dryad Arbor. Alright. Target. Sack. Chord of Calling right on top. Go get Cutthroat. Target, sack. Alright, I'm going to be ignoring chat while the combo goes off. Talking to myself as I go so I don't make any mistakes. Or maybe the opponent will just concede to this. Nice. Okay. Got super lucky there. Managed to see the line. And we just happened to draw the Chord of Calling. I mean, it was the first card, but we had, I think, 15 draws to find it. Either the Chord, or we could just even have found Zulaport Cutthroat or Eldritch Evolution. So we had 9 hits in the deck at that point. I think Geralf's Messenger would have also done it. So we had a lot of hits in order to be able to win there. Hey, all right. Well, thanks a lot for stopping in. Have a great weekend yourself, McSlash. All right, so we're going to bring in Endurance, bring in Scavenging Ooze, bring in Necromentia and Thoughtseize. Take out the Grist. Got so many cards we're bringing in here. It's going to be difficult to make cuts. Go down to 2 Geralf's Messengers. I would like to have a way to get rid of Leyline of Sanctity, so we'll bring in Outland Liberator. We'll try this. First turn Thoughtseize. We have a bird. This hand isn't great. Opponent's mulliganing really heavily, though. So if they don't have Leyline, this hand is actually good. No Leyline. Alright, so they can't do the thing turn 2. but they could potentially grief away the Thoughtseize. So the question is, do we play Bird or do we play Thoughtseize turn 1? I lean towards Bird. It makes our turn 2 way better. Alright, we just need to evade a grief this turn, and we should be okay. Okay. We did get land here. Not leading on Bird makes hitting nighttime harder. Good point. I don't think the nighttime is that big of an issue, although having a 3/3 is better than a 2/2. I'll just play Twilight Mire, I think. Oh, they did have the grief, but they didn't have anything to cast it. Get rid of the Shardless Agent. Play the Liberator. And pass turn. Alright, so they played Misty. Card we knew about. Just drew another land. Don't think I want to crack a Peatland yet. Maybe we do, actually. Now we get to attack for 4. How's Obelisk Spider been? Hasn't impressed me. Oh, that's right, I haven't changed the deck list. Played Obelisk Spider in the first 2 leagues. Didn't impress me much, but I was also playing the Ivy Oak combo, and I mean, that just really wasn't doing very well for us. So I might have to give Obelisk Spider another try in the more standard list. Alright, so this means if they do Living End, we can at least get all this stuff back. Okay, Yawgmoth right on time. So we get to redraw, and then all of our cards come back into play. Oops, cancel that. No target. Okay, that's a collection of cards. Get Scavenging Ooze. A little bit late Scavenging Ooze. Getting back into Modern after a while, do you think this deck is good to pick and stick with for a while? I think that yes is the short answer, and I think that this deck is going to reward you the more time that you put into it. We can Suicide Yawgmoth to bring it back off Living End. If we have 4 activations, proliferates. No, Yawgmoth cannot target itself. It has protection from humans, and it itself is a human. Don't really want to attack it with a 3/3 into all what they got. But we do have 1 mana to eat the Yawgmoth with the Scavenging Ooze to gain a life. Make our ooze a little bit bigger. Alright, so they're just coming in with a flying. The bird is tapped, so we're just going to take this damage. Block with the bird this time. Nom 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 nom. Geralf's Messenger. So we gain life when our creatures die and they lose life, and we also just get them back. So that was the reason for the attack, the way that I did it there. Yeah, this hand looks good to me. This hand looks really good. This is a snap keep. Just want to take a quick look at the trophy board here. Yeah, Allosaurus Rider, currently in 5th place. Hey, we played against Jose as well. Alright, back into it. Aspiring Spike is made into 2nd. Good job, Spike. Alright, we're just going to start with the Blooming Marsh. Play Ignoble. Last turn. I think we go Yawgmoth Geist next turn. But we might just be dead. We could be dead right now. I've seen this deck win on turn 2 before. Recross the paths. So they're setting up to win next turn. Wow, that was fast. We don't have any way to interrupt that, unfortunately. So it looks like they're going to get the W here. This is a really cool deck. The opponent's deck, Charbelcher. If you have the experience, the know-how to play it. Personally, I don't know too much about it, and Recross the Paths is kind of terrifying to me. Being responsible for my fate like that, like I've got to set up my deck and decide how I'm going to set it up in order to beat whatever the opponent is potentially doing. But it gets to play main deck Blood Moon. Actually, let's take a look at what the opponent has here. Allosaurus Rider wins the clash, no surprise. What do I have on top? Twilight Mire? Yeah, put that on the bottom. Alright, so they got a bunch of Blood Moons. Charbelchers, Reforge the Souls, what's on top? Alright. So we bring in Thoughtseize, Necromentia. I think, okay, here we go. Prosperous Innkeeper is not what we were looking for. So we are dead. Our combo is too slow. When your opponent can win on turn 3, or even as fast as turn 2, a turn 4 combo, not that great. I'm just going to hit 6 here. We'll let the opponent do their thing, but because they set up the deck like that, they should easily have everything they need in order to just win the game here. So yeah, they Dark Ritual, or sorry, Infernal Plunge, Desperate Ritual into Iron Crag, Feat, which then gives them all the mana they need for Charbelcher, activate Charbelcher, and they have no lands in their deck, so they're going to deal maximum damage. And there you go, Allosaurus Rider wins. So Charbelcher is the deck to play when you just want to pick up your deck and throw it at the opponent. And that's how you win the game. Alright, what are we going to do against them? Like I said, I want a Necromentia and Thoughtseize. I'm not sure if it's worthwhile to bring in Liberator, honestly, because if, you know, like, if the Charbelcher is on the battlefield, we're basically dead. But, I mean, there could be a situation where that works in our favor. Could potentially bring in Crime Punishment to get rid of, like, rocks or treasures. Could bring in Vigors for the same reason. Like, again, I kind of think those cards are just going to be dead in hand. Mostly what I want is just to play Necromentia. Yeah, I think we're going to stick with this. Let's see if we can find a hand with Bird and Necromentia. This one is not going to do it in this matchup. Let's mulligan. We find a Necromentia and a Bird, but we're missing on a land. So we need to draw a land off the top, but if we do, we should be good. And this is where opponent just puts down Leyline of Sanctity. You get to see me cry a little bit, and we move on to another match. Damn. Damn. They have a Leyline. So now we need to find that Force of Vigor. So yeah, that was a good reason to bring in the Force. And then we also do have Liberator to get rid of that. But Leyline is going to give them a huge amount of time. Oh, Spikefield Hazard to get rid of the Ignoble Hierarch. Yeah. Land on top, please. Nice draw. Ooh, maybe we were supposed to keep a green card in hand in case we drew Force. Ooh, untapped land, that's scary. Recross the path so they're ready to go next turn. So is it possible at this point even for me to win? I don't think so. I think even if I get land, Yawgmoth, draw to Chord of Calling, I don't have enough mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, no. I could win if I draw land. If I draw untapped land that I can use here, then we can play the Yawgmoth, attack for damage, and then draw for Chord of Calling, and try and win the game on their upkeep. So I'll put a stop on their upkeep here, and we really just need to draw a mana source that we can use. So I guess the one land that we can't draw, no, two lands we need to avoid here, Dryad Arbor and Khalni Garden. If we can draw a land that isn't those two, we have a chance. That moment where using Zulaport is extremely important. Yep. It's happened a few times where having Zulaport has been better than Blood Artist. I'm sure that Yawgmoth, yeah, I don't want that one. On bottom. Land? Okay, we have a chance. Activated chance. Yawgmoth. Alright, so first thing, no target, sacrifice Strangleroot Geist. Get a young wolf. Okay, that's no good. Second thing, attack in with young wolf and Strangleroot Geist. This part doesn't really matter. Okay, next thing. Target, sacrifice. Target, sacrifice. Gotta keep going. Target, sacrifice. Target, sacrifice. Target, sacrifice. Couple more. We got several more. Target, sacrifice. Target, sacrifice. Force of Vigor. Target, sacrifice. Target, sacrifice. Target, sacrifice. Target, sacrifice. Last chance. This is our last draw. Target, sacrifice. Unfortunate. We had like 12 draws there to find exactly Chord. Couldn't do it. It's not Spikefield Hazard. It's just that we can't... like, I need a life to be able to activate Yawgmoth. So if I went down to 1 and then found the Chord, put the Chord down, put the Zulaport Cutthroat down, activated the Yawgmoth, I die before the Cutthroat saves me. Alright, so yeah, I guess we have to pass the turn. Bad luck. Get rid of Thoughtseize, get rid of Thoughtseize, get rid of Verdant Catacombs, get rid of Marsh. Have the stop on the upkeep, but didn't have the Chord. And to be fair, if they had Spikefield Hazard, they'd be able to beat us through our combo, but doesn't matter. They're going to be able to do their thing here. Oh, okay. Well, they didn't... This is not what I expected. Oh, that's right. They put their card on the bottom. Doesn't matter. Okay. Good games. Three more cards. This hand is okay. It's a little bit awkward, but I think it's good enough to keep. You can take that stop off their upkeep. Yeah, we just got the two most awkward lands in our starting hand. Maybe I should have played the bird first. Don't like losing a hierarch. Alright, we get to keep it. That's nice. Now, this is the part where our mana is super awkward. Alright, so yeah. Looks like Crashing Footfall's alright. That is kind of scary. Oh, and the Fury to back it up. Fury is such a jerk here. They do come in with a Shardless as well. Oh, we just draw Yawgmoth. Not that we can cast it, because we have Dryad Arbor. Oh, they have Counterspell for the Eldritch Evolution. If we had been able to just cast the Yawgmoth there instead of having to Evolution for it, I think we might have had a chance. Comes back to those really awkward lands in the starting hand. Ooh, and the fire to get rid of my 2 blockers. Coming in for 9, putting me to 3. We get the land, we won't have any more life to be using to activate the Yawgmoth. Like, I could sacrifice the young wolf, clear their board with Hapatra, but we don't have the life to be able to do that. I think we just die guaranteed here. Put down Yawgmoth. Block here, go to 1. Alright, so sideboarding is actually kind of similar to when we were playing against Charbelcher. So we're going to bring in Punishment for sure. We're going to bring in the Thoughtseize, bring in the Necromentia. I want to take out some Messengers. Do I keep the Grists? Grist doesn't seem too good against this deck. And I want to get rid of some of the evolutions because they have counter magic. Let's see here. So you got like endurance, some counter magic. Could have Blood Moon. Maybe even subtlety. Probably not subtlety. Could bring in Liberator as a hedge against Blood Moon. And I don't really like the Eldritch Evolutions in this matchup. Don't like Evolution against counter magic. Got Punishment for their Rhinos. I think we're going to keep this. Khalni Garden's 2 mana for Chord of Calling. Alright, so our opponent is mulliganing. Just play Khalni Garden and pass. Think next time I play this deck, I might try the White Splash. Get the Knight in the main and Leyline of Sanctity in the side. Unfortunately, punishment will kill our plant as we go to kill the rhinos, but small price to pay. Maybe we can get this Chord of Calling to go off first, so we can at least use this plant for some mana. Go get Strangleroot Geist, and we'll have Yawgmoth double Geist. Oh, they're going to tap down our land here. We'll still be able to go get, what? A Yawgmoth if we don't attack. I think that's worth it. We'll Chord of Calling for a Yawgmoth here, next turn Yawgmoth. And if they... I guess they could tap down a land again, and then we just get to start attacking them. Or they could just make rhinos. This is green mana, so yeah, they can make rhinos at instant speed. Oh well, if they're making rhinos, then they aren't tapping my lands. Oh, they got a response. Oh, they're going to fire my creatures in response. Yeah. That's okay. Not great, but okay. Guess what? Got another Yawgmoth. Target. Sacrifice. Oh, opponent scoops him up. Don't know what's in their hand, but that's fine by me if they don't want to play that game anymore. We'll move on to the next one. Waffle House. Waffle Chaos. Well, Waffle, thank you very much for the follow. I hope you've been enjoying your stay so far. One land hand. Okay, fair enough. I figured if I tried it 3 or 4 times, then I could get it wrong at least once. I don't really like this hand. The punishment's okay, but having one land, and I mean, opponent's gonna have ways to be able to get rid of these things. Between Fire, Ice, and Dead Gone, not a huge fan of this hand. I'm gonna mulligan it. Get a Thoughtseize. This one isn't great either. Crashing Footfalls into the Exile Zone. Exciting. It'll take a while for that to cash in. Alright, I think we're just going to go Ignoble Hierarch here. Go get basic Forest so we're not totally cold to Blood Moon. And then I figure we'll Thoughtseize next turn. Alright, so they're going to do something scary here. They're either killing the Hierarch or tapping a land. Looks like tap a land. Get Yawgmoth. I'd really like to Thoughtseize this turn, so we're going to Thoughtseize. We'll Thoughtseize and attack for 1. Double Blood Moon. Endurance and Dead Gone. I guess we just get rid of Dead Gone here. Oh, no way! They scoop to the Thoughtseize? Oh, I love it! Oh, they absolutely just Alt F4'd there. That's a good feeling. That makes my heart just swell up. As a Dark Souls player, one of my favorite things to see is when I'm playing PvP and my opponent Alt F4's disconnects. Because I know that they've just totally lost hope. And that fills me with joy. This is keepable. Yeah, I think I remember this now. I made some pretty bad plays against them, and we were playing the, I don't really want to, like, necessarily call it a suboptimal deck, but it definitely, this deck is way better versus Control. The Undying threats are so much better than, Scurry Oak. So I intend on having 3 mana next turn, which is enough for Geist and a Dork, so we want to play the Bird first, because the Bird is the worst Dork. Sometimes I do get that backwards, but this time we'll try and do it right. And we can just F6 through the opponent's turn. We have no action. Chord of Calling isn't going to be ready for a little while. But when it is, it's going to be good. Alright, Geralf's Messenger. Not bad, not bad at all. So next turn we can play Yawgmoth. And then the turn after that, Geralf's Messenger for the win. Depending on how this shakes out, we might actually want to pass to their turn and then Chord of Calling for Messenger. They do have Counterspell up here. So do we throw Yawgmoth into potential Counterspell? Could try and waste their mana this turn and Chord for a Geralf's Messenger on their turn and then Yawgmoth. Yeah, we're just going to pass here, no attacks. They do have the Counterspell, yep. Now we get to resolve Yawgmoth. Oh, hey there. Seen a lot of lists running only one Geralf's Messenger. Why do you like the full playset? Just because it's a nice creature for racing them? It's because when I get to the late game, I want to draw Geralf's Messenger rather than draw Bird. Oops, I was supposed to sacrifice Geist. I'm missing a point of damage here. Bit of a mistake. Because I want to draw a card anyway, see if I draw Yawgmoth. Eldritch Evolution? Not bad, not bad. Alright, we're just going to pass the turn here. But yeah, that was a mistake. We should have them down to 11. Now they're going to have the opportunity to sweep the board. We'll draw a bunch of cards, though, and we get to keep the Geist. And they'll be tapped out. Yep, no surprise. Target, sack. Make green mana. No target, sacrifice this. Okay, target this, sacrifice this. Get a Grist, nice. Okay, now we let that resolve. Another Yawgmoth, cool. Alright, so a couple choices here on what we can do. I like Geralf's Messenger, I like Grist. I think we're going to put the Grist down this turn. Grist is pretty good against what they're doing. Also, just having more cards than them is pretty good. Oh, there's a Teferi. Well, I can kill your Teferi with my Grist if I want. And that's pretty good if I start with Geralf's Messenger. Alright, so I'm thinking Geralf's Messenger, kill the Teferi, and then hit them for 3? Is that lethal? I think that's actually lethal. Nice. Yeah, the deck is so much better when we're just running the Undying creatures rather than the Scurries, Scurry Oak, and Ivy Lane. Those cards were a liability in this matchup. Alright, so how are we going to deal with control? Kind of like Endurance, just as a creature with Flash. Like the Thoughtseize. Not a huge fan of my Dorks in this matchup. Thran, obviously. I think this is fine. Not a fan. We just don't do anything for 3 turns. Now we got a 1-land hand. Can't keep that. Mulliganing too heavily here. Alright, we got a hand we can keep. It's not very good, though. Gotta get rid of 2 cards. Thinking probably a land and the Innkeeper. Yeah, right? I'm gonna have perfect mana. Everything is a bayou. That's a bayou. That's a bayou. Maybe a little bit better than bayou. Khalni Garden. Wow, we got a really uphill battle here, considering our mulligans. Oh my, is this just like an endurance? Yep. Wow. Okay, that got rid of the Geist for sure. Where was that turn 1 garden? Yeah, that would have been pretty nice. Oh, Chord of Calling is looking pretty good now. I mean, now is in next turn. Currently, it would only be able to get me a Young Wolf. But starting next turn, it can actually get me Yawgmoth. They'll probably... No, they're not going to use the Red and 6 to kill my plant token. That would be ridiculous. They're just going to sweep? No, it's Omnath. Now, that is scary. Alright, I think we just go for Yawgmoth immediately. Oh, Yawgmoth, immediately. Sort of have to pass the turn. Like, I could Chord of Calling for a Young Wolf and draw as many cards as I want. We could get the Snake Lady, but we have to let them untap. So they would have 6 cards in hand and untapped lands to be able to counter a spell. Whereas we can just get Young Wolf now and draw cards. But the thing is, like, if we get the Young Wolf now, then like all of our creatures are tapped. We don't have any blocks. We're gonna lose a bunch of life from drawing cards, and then they get to crash in for a bunch of damage. I'm gonna see if I can get the snake and on the upkeep. We'll go for it. Oh, hold on a second. I took Hapatra out. And we can't actually cancel the mana on the Wall of Roots. Ah. Oops. Yeah, that was super bad, as they say. Because now the opponent knows I have Chord of Calling. Couldn't get the card we wanted anyway. They'll be able to hold up counter magic. Just bad play all around. Like, if we want to say, oh, I could have done this, I could have done that, you know, I could have got the Young Wolf on my turn while they were tapped out, drawn the cards. But it doesn't matter. The opponent is just in such a strong position. Just Baker, TTV. Thank you for the follow, friend. Another Chord of Calling? So close to being good. Take 4. Now we did get to draw a bunch of cards. That's pretty cool. Problem is the resources the opponent has available to them on their side. A lot of land, planeswalkers, 6 cards in hand. I'm pretty sure we know they have Fury, so they can just... Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that's a thing. And there's the Fury, kills both the wolves. They attack in for 3, put us to 7. And at this point, we just don't have the resources. Could play, like, Wall of Roots into Grist. Just don't have the time to be able to deploy all these things. Get back in here, Hapatra. Alright, let's see if we can get a good hand while we're on the play. 3 lands, Hierarch, we got the combo, yep. this looks like a good hand to me. Opponent also is keeping 7. So for the final game of Magic on the stream, we're going to have hopefully something exciting to show you. Let's see what we can do. Alright, so I'm thinking probably Geralf's Messenger here. Geralf's Messenger is something they'll have a hard time hitting with a ending. Although they will have the mana for it. They're like 4 or 5 colors. Maybe we can throw down Yawgmoth. Renin 6 kills Ignoble. Alright, well, we'll kill Renin 6. While continuing to pressure the opponent. Attack you, attack Renin 6. No Solitude, 1 time. Nice. Alright, so if we can resolve Yawgmoth, we've got the combo. They do have double blue for counterspell here. They could also just Teferi return one of my creatures. That would also keep me from doing the combo. They'd have to be pretty greedy for me to be able to combo them here. And then they also have access to Endurance at instant speed at any time. So that also stops the combo. Hey, Lesnar! Wow, thank you for the resub! Cheers! Thank you for the support, my friend. Alright, so here comes Teferi, returning the Geralf's Messenger. I wonder if maybe I just play Geralf's Messenger again. Attack Teferi, just play Geralf's Messenger. And that's really good against sweepers. I wish I could play this Wall of Roots too. If we play the Yavimaya, that's 4/5. We could Chord of Calling for another Strangleroot Geist. Seems poor. Yeah, I think we just attack Teferi and then play Messenger. I think that's the best thing against Sweeper. Would have dropped in earlier, but had some deadlines at work. Well, I'm glad that I've been streaming extra long today so that you could drop in. Played a couple leagues with Yawgmoth. Before this one, we were playing with the Scurry Oak Ivy Lane Denizen combo. Just did absolutely horribly. And then we brought it back to the more classic Yawgmoth style, and we've been doing reasonable. Another Geist. Start with a Wall of Roots. Strangleroot Geist. One, two, three, four, five, six. We'll just attack here. Don't know what they have with all that untapped mana. They got something. Is this just an Endurance to block? Okay. Seems good to me. And then if they have to exile a card out of their hand to keep the Messenger from coming back, And they don't get to keep an endurance. That's pretty good for us. Go to 4 here, and we get to Strangleroot Geist back. Wow. We can even Chord of Calling for 1 on their turn. That's not great. Just keep the Chord of Calling to Chord of Calling for Yawgmoth later. 4, 5, 6. We only have to keep 1 card back for that. There's Omnath. So they're tapped out. So we should be able to Yawgmoth win the game, I think. Oh, that's a pretty good one. That's going to give them the mana, not to mention the life. Or they could just wait and fetch on my turn to gain another 4 life. Okay, they're going to go for the mana. Ooh, untap Sacred Foundry. Is this a Fury? It looks like a Fury to me. No, it's a Solitude. Okay, Solitude gets Geralf's Messenger. That's pretty good. Okay. Good turn, opponent. Good turn. We find endurance ourselves. I really like playing Yawgmoth. One, two, three, four, five, six. So on their turn, we can Chord of Calling and get a Messenger. Get another Wall of Roots. I think that's actually extra mana. Oh, we don't have the mana to play it, right? Target, sack. Another Endurance. Target, sack. There's a Forest. Okay, so now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, actually, what was I thinking? We had Chord of Calling. We could have just Chord of Calling for the other thing, but this is better. Because now we can get Messenger. Yahoo! That is decent! Okay, friends, so we managed to turn it around. We started with an 0-3 drop, and then we got a 2-3 league using the Scurry Oak and returning to the classic Yawgmoth styles 4-1 easy. Yeah, Zulaport was the same, exactly. That's the card I was thinking of, Caught. We could have got Zulaport before we drew the land. I just wasn't thinking about it. And we ended up getting the Messenger. Messenger is slightly better against some things and slightly worse against some others. I think that I probably actually should have gotten the Messenger, because then even if they had Solitude or Endurance or something to be able to respond to what I was doing, then we would have just been able to sacrifice the rest of our board and put the triggers on the stack. All right, definitely happy with that. The only loss that we had for this league was to Allosaurus Rider, one of the trophy leaders who was playing Charbelcher. And game 2, we did have a chance, but opponent had the Leyline of Sanctity, and then we weren't able to draw what we needed on the last turn. But I think that was a really exciting league. That was a pretty good one. And definitely glad to be able to show that, you know, this deck is solid and Scurry Oak is just not where it's at. I like to be able to do a little bit of experimentation, and I don't like to assume that a card or a combination or a strategy isn't going to be good until I play it. I have done that in the past, and yeah, so definitely worked out this time. I think that, yeah, I think next time I play Yawgmoth, I'll probably go for the White Splash, although at some point I do intend on trying Obelisk Spider again, without the Scurry Oak combo this time. Otherwise, yeah, I still highly recommend Yawgmoth combo if you're looking for a deck in Modern to specialize in. This deck highly rewards players that continue to play it and start to really understand it. As we've seen many times today and in previous leagues, there are many, many options when you're going through your turn. So, you know, just Chord of Calling itself can get any creature in your deck, so that one card is representing many different cards, and then on top of that you also have your sequencing and when you're supposed to cast the Chord of Calling, because sometimes Chord of Calling is going to be better during the opponent's turn to try and pull a counterspell out of their hand so that you can go for it next turn. So yeah, always very excited to be playing Yawgmoth combo, and hopefully you all enjoyed that.